That's how you say it, Dave. It's been said that comedian Dave Landau might appear to be just like you and I, but don't let that fool you.
The funny man's mind goes to places that angels would fear to tread, taking that humor to Comedy Central in 2 seasons of Last Comic Standing.
Here he is for Funny Bone Fridays, Dave Landau. Good to see you, Dave.
Right?
Man, yes,
No, that's right. That's
what camera do I
be
look
relaxed. You can lay down. We've had people
Really?
lay and relax.
They do. You just feel comfortable
You do
here.
you.
I want you to feel at
That's
home.
like when I eat in restaurants. Just lay in the booth.
Get cozy like you're at home.
Can we talk about this shirt first?
Yeah.
I love this shirt.
It's my favorite shirt. I sell shirts after a show sometimes, and a guy's like, I'll give you my shirt for that shirt. And I was like, absolutely.
Off your back.
Right off his back.
I love
and then
Rodney.
he slapped on mine, and I wear this all the time now.
That's a good score
Well,
right
it was
there.
obviously Rodney Dangerfield, probably one of your idols. You growing up,
All
probably
time.
watching him.
I have the Rappin' Rodney album actually in my office framed. Which is the worst thing he ever
Rappin'
did, but
Rodney.
it's still just
Right.
a
That's
great cover.
great.
It's
I
just
think I
him
do-
with
I do
like
remember
a
that, yeah.
boom box and
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
cigarette.
So I want to get to this. You told us right before we started filming that you have a new show coming on Monday, right?
Yes.
Tell us about this.
I'm appearing on, this is not happening on Comedy Central, and on Monday you can watch it on ComedyCentral.com. It'll be released, and it's true stories the comedians tell about their life. And mine is actually called Wasted, or the special thing that I'm part of.
Yeah.
And it's different comics that are telling stories about being wasted.
What, I was going to say, what does your story
Yeah, can you
center
give
around? You don't
us
want
a-
to give us too much.
Well, I was arrested 13 times, which is a lot on paper.
It is. I think I remember
on
talking
paper,
to you about this
or
before.
verbally when you say it
On
out loud.
paper.
This is the only job I can get. And so, but I'm sober and everything now, but it's about the time that I bonged a fifth. I bonged a fifth at a party from peer pressure.
Okay, so you're like a beer bong, but
Took a beer bong,
you had
yeah.
a fifth of what?
My friend poured in a fifth of Absolute Vodka.
Now, that can kill you, Dave.
Yes,
That
it can.
kill you.
Yeah, kids at home, don't do this.
Yeah,
it's
please
very,
don't.
very
Yeah.
stupid. I was a bad drinker.
Dead silence.
it is?
Just
PSA?
silence.
Everybody's like, we know, Dave. We heard
Yeah.
the
So
first
you're going to
part.
be telling that story.
Yeah, it's
what
about.
happened?
I fell through a glass table
Yeah.
after tap dancing. And
Naturally.
On the
yes,
table?
I don't know.
No,
Couldn't
you-
tell you.
maybe.
bit of an instant blackout.
Right.
And then I woke up the next day to the police
Yeah.
because the parents came home, called them, and said, "Hey, there's a dead kid in our house.
Yeah, we
Could
didn't
you come get him?"
So you weren't functioning. Obviously, at some point, you were done.
Oh,
right? And the
I
parents-
lasted 4 or 5 minutes, and then
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, and then my good friends let me just like, well, I guess we'll just leave them. And
Instead of taking you to
'Cause they're
the
young
hospital,
kids.
they don't want to get arrested.
They don't want to get in trouble.
That's
yeah.
the problem. So
were you in high school?
I was in high school. I was 16.
Wow.
Well, we're happy you're still alive.
Yeah, we're happy
Thank
you're
you.
with us today.
This took a
Yeah.
turn for the not
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, this
I
went
know.
to.
But what basically where it gets funny is that this might not be.
We should have started there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, where does this go?
I was placed into a mental institution. And see, it's still getting
Right,
dark.
right, this is-
I'm telling you, it's funny. Watch. But I roomed with a kid who thought he was a werewolf.
Okay, so this sounds like a great stand-up. I mean,
It's all
that you should probably go
together.
check out at the Funny Bone because that sounds like a
Yeah.
great
You talk
story
about
in
this
itself.
story on your
I
shows?
do, and yeah, I talk about another story I have where I drove a teacher insane, and that was the 2 stories that
Yeah.
I used.
And
'cause
And you're in a mental hospital. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's going all over the place.
Yeah.
Like they say, you look like a normal guy, but you got these
do.
crazy stories.
I look like a youth pastor, so it's weird that that's
you
my
do
life.
kind of look like
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
where I'm
it.
just like,
You
would
were-
you guys like to rap about the Lord?
You were on Last Comic Standing.
Yes.
Those experiences, what were those like for you?
It was great. I won. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It was. It all went south. It was good. It was actually a good experience. I offended Roseanne and was kicked off
Well,
the
that's
show.
a score right
How'd you
there.
offend her? Were you performing when you offended her, or
Yes.
was it off camera?
Yes, it was on camera, and she was a big advocate of mine, and she didn't get a joke.
Yeah.
And then I made fun of her for not getting the joke, and then I wasn't on the show anymore.
How'd you make fun of her? What
come
did you say?
on.
I just made fun of her for not getting it. Like I kept adding to
And
the
they kicked
joke.
you off?
Yeah, I was no
That's
longer on the show, and I
ridiculous.
went from like going into the finals to the basement of a theater in Los Angeles talking to a grief counselor.
Oh,
And they're just like,
come on.
it was amazing. They're like, do you want to hurt yourself for others? I'm like, I can think of worse things than being on national television
Yeah.
to end it all.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Well, you're doing well now. You can see him live at the Funny Bone this weekend. You have a show tonight, 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow and 1 on Sunday. Head on over to funnyboneomaha.com.
Well, Roseanne has this little show coming back too. Are you gonna
Yes.
watch that thing?
I might. I'm interested in how Dan comes back from the dead.
Yeah, that's
And-
what we were
he
talking
died.
about.
Oh, I
too.
didn't know that. I didn't.
Yeah,
He
I-
died in the
yeah.
original.
He died at the last in the
Oh, he
last
comes
season.
Oh, he comes back from the.
He
Oh,
does.
come on, TV.
See, it was a good show. Then they won the lottery, and it was really terrible. And then they ended it all like they should have.
Jeez, I need to
Exactly.
get caught up, I guess.
Ours-
Yeah,
ourselves out of this
but I mean,
misery.
like John Goodman's awesome. I'm not
He's
going
great.
to
He needs
pretend
to
that
be on
wasn't a
there,
great
yeah.
show. It was,
Yeah.
you know. So, but I am interested in. All these reboots just kind of scare me because it's just people running out of ideas and it's a cash
I
It
know,
is,
it's
yeah,
happening
yeah,
too
it
much.
is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And
Dave, thanks.
we'll
Good to see
you
you,
this
buddy.
weekend.
Yeah,
Thank
have,
you.
have some good shows at the Funny Bone this weekend.